Hello, hello. Welcome to Reality TV. This is Delilah, your host. I just listened to Andy Cohen's radio show, and he is throwing major shade at Jill Zarin and Taylor Armstrong after their controversial Super Bowl rant. Andy literally told listeners to call E! Network, since Jill and Taylor don't work for Bravo anymore. The shade is real. Plus, Tamra Judge said, "What the actual F?" and Crystal Kung-Minkoff is calling them idiots. Let me tell you everything. So, remember how Jill went viral for complaining that there were no white people in the Super Bowl halftime show and calling it a political statement? Well, it turns out Taylor Armstrong also had controversial takes about the halftime show. Taylor said she was embarrassed for the NFL and expressed distaste in the Cuban flag being included. Andy Cohen addressed both Jill and Taylor on his Sirius XM radio show, Andy Cohen Live. When asked about Jill, Andy said, "In terms of Jill, just, I don't know, call E." And then when Taylor was mentioned, Andy added, "Two people who are not employed by Bravo anymore." If you're loving this Andy shade, drop a comment and hit that like button because this is spicy. So Andy is making it very clear that Jill and Taylor don't work for Bravo. They used to be on Real Housewives of New York City and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, respectively, but they're not currently employed by Bravo. Jill is about to star in E! Network's The Golden Life with the other RHNY OGs, which is why Andy said, call E! Andy is essentially distancing Bravo from Jill and Taylor's controversial comments. He's saying, these are not our employees anymore, so if you have a problem with what they said, take it up with E! Network. That's some serious shade. Now, other Bravo stars are also weighing in on this controversy. Tamra Judge reacted to a resharing of Jill's video on X, formerly known as Twitter. She replied, "What the actual F?" So Tamra is clearly disgusted by what Jill said, and Tamra is known for being outspoken, so this is not surprising. But it shows that even other Bravo stars are condemning Jill's comments. Crystal Kung-Minkoff from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills also weighed in. She replied to someone on Threads who had written, "OF Taylor Armstrong and Jill Zarin," and Crystal simply replied, "Idiots." So Crystal is calling Jill and Taylor idiots for their Super Bowl rant. But Crystal didn't stop there. She then reshared a post from two judgy girls who included a years-old GIF of Jill. The message stated, "I'm posting this GIF because I know Jill hates it." So Crystal is adding extra shade by resharing a GIF that Jill is known to hate. That's some next-level pettiness, and I'm here for it. In Jill's since-deleted rant, she had said, "I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words Bad Bunny was saying. To me, it looked like it was a political statement because there were literally no white people in the entire thing. I think it was a political statement, and I'm not taking one side or the other. I just do. I think it was an ICE thing."
Now we all agree. I agree. I said it before that it was the worst halftime show ever. It's 250 years that we're celebrating right now in the United States. And I just don't think it was appropriate to have it in Spanish. And quite frankly, I didn't need to see him grabbing his, G area. I think it was totally inappropriate. You've got all these young kids watching the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have to be grabbing himself every 5 seconds. Is he so insecure? Seriously, I didn't understand it. I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words he was saying. To me, it looked like a political statement because there were literally no white people in the entire thing. I think it was a political statement, and I'm not taking a side one way or the other. I just do. I think it was an ICE thing. And I just think that the NFL sold out, and it's very sad because this was 75 years. And, shame. Shame. And Lady Gaga got a facelift. I didn't recognize her. I literally had to Google her face to see who it was because we all couldn't agree who it was. So that was kind of fun in the middle of halftime. At least it gave me something to do because it was so hard to watch.
So Jill has since deleted the video, which tells you she messed up, but the damage is done. The video went viral, people called her racist, and now Bravo stars and Andy Cohen himself are distancing themselves from her. Do you think Andy was right to tell people to call E! Network instead of associating this with Bravo? And what do you think about Tamra and Crystal calling Jill out? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.